Here are 7 common ways narcissists treat their parents. 1. They'll manipulate and control them. The narcissist figures out pretty early on which strategies will work best to exploit their mum and dad's weaknesses. They will guilt-trip their parents into making them feel responsible for their happiness or success. Or, they may use threats or emotional manipulation to get whatever it is that they want. They'll say things like, "If you loved me, you'd do this for me." Narcissists are masters at casting themselves as the victim, exaggerating their suffering or challenges to extract sympathy from their parents. This manipulation technique aims to make their parents feel obligated to fulfill their needs. They will also use threats or emotional blackmail to serve their own agenda. For example, "If you don't help me out, I won't bother to come over and mow your lawns on the weekend." Sometimes narcissists can use excessive flattery, affection or charm to manipulate their parents into meeting their demands. They might turn on intense displays of love or admiration to pull at their parents' heartstrings. However, nothing comes for free with a narcissist. They can easily alternate between being warm and kind, to then withdrawing from their parents if they don't comply with the narcissist's wishes. This creates a cycle of reward and punishment to control their parents' behavior, much like a trauma bond. It's not just kindness that the narcissist will withdraw. It can extend out to communication, money, security and support. Their threats work to manipulate and have control over their parents' actions. 2. They'll exploit them. Narcissists are known to exploit their parents for personal gain, whether it be financial support, using their resources, or seeking constant attention and validation. If there's something in it for the narcissist, you can bet your bottom dollar they'll be there with both hands out. Examples of how narcissists exploit their parents: financial exploitation, constantly asking for money, or making unreasonable demands for financial support. Living off the parents without contributing to household expenses or responsibilities. Monopolizing their parents' attention by seeking constant attention, validation or praise to keep the spotlight on themselves. Using their own or their parents' health issues as leverage to get what they want. Taking credit for their parents' achievements and using them to elevate their own image or status. Manipulating family dynamics by creating rifts to benefit their own agenda. Pressuring their parents into giving them control over family assets, property or decisions, exploiting their trust or emotions to gain power. Using guilt or a strong sense of duty to manipulate their parents into giving them what they want. Neglecting responsibilities and leaving their parents to handle tasks or obligations that the narcissist should be managing. At the end of the day, narcissists will not hesitate to exploit their parents' availability and kindness. 3. Idealize and devalue them. Narcissists cycle through a pattern of idealization and devaluation across many of their relationships, including with their parents. It's the trademark push-pull dynamic of the narcissist, which they use to control and manipulate those around them. Here's what idealization can look like with the narcissist and their parents. Exaggerated praise and admiration, seeking approval and validation from their parents, expecting unconditional support, and viewing their parents as role models. On the flip side, here's what devaluation can look like with the narcissist towards their parents. A sudden and extreme shift in perspective because their parents have disappointed them, criticism, withdrawing attention and affection, plus blaming and shaming their parents for their own shortcomings. 4. Lack of empathy. The narcissist completely disowned the true, authentic self as a childhood trauma response. Now, without their true self, they no longer have access to all of the things that make us inherently human, such as love, kindness, compassion and empathy. They're left as a no-self, ruled by their ego. It's their ego that has created the many masks of the false self, as a way to rewrite their fantasy reality, and disown the truth. The narcissist does not have the capacity, or desire, to take responsibility for themselves, therefore they are left needing to steal and manipulate others to get their needs met. This is why the narcissist has little to no empathy for anyone, including their own parents. Sure, they can feign empathy when it suits their agenda, but it will never be authentic. 5. Poor boundaries. Narcissists are notorious for waltzing right on through people's boundaries because, quite frankly, boundaries are an inconvenience to them. Narcissists have a superiority complex, courtesy of their overinflated ego being in charge. Narcissists believe that they are above the rules of others and society. In other words, they don't think that their parents' boundaries apply to them. They might ring their parents and expect them to be available at the drop of a hat. Or, they'll turn up on their parents' doorstep without invitation, expecting attention, money, food, or whatever else they want without so much as a thanks. 6. Gaslight them. Gaslighting their parents can be a heartbreaking way that some narcissists treat their parents, as they get older and more dependent on others. The main tactic is to deny and manipulate their parents' reality for their own gain. Whether it's because they want to get their parents into a nursing home, or they're trying to tap into their parents' resources, like the house or money. Whatever the reason, one of the narcissist's most favored manipulation tactics is gaslighting. They use this to get what they want, rescript the storyline and manipulate their parents' memory and sense of reality. Some examples of gaslighting comments narcissists will make to their parents include, "That never happened, you must be remembering it wrong. You're imagining things, maybe you should see a doctor or get help for your memory. Everyone knows you tend to overreact, maybe you should try to calm down. I'm your child, you should trust me more. Why are you being so suspicious?" Lastly, 7. Ignore them. The final way that narcissists can treat their parents is to outright ignore their existence. Narcissists are so self-absorbed that by the time they grow up and have their own amazing lives going on, what's in it for them to go and visit their elderly parents? If you're dealing with a wealthy or successful narcissistic child, who is getting all of their supply and resources elsewhere, having to see their parents is nothing short of a hindrance. As always with a narcissist, there must be something in it for them or they don't see the value in doing something. Everything is transactional to them. Narcissistic children are the ones who are most likely to cause sibling rivalry and family drama when it comes to inheritance. They couldn't care less about things being fair or equal, they want it all. The narcissist will genuinely believe that they're entitled to a larger portion because they believe themselves to be superior. It doesn't matter to them that the other siblings were the ones to have been there, caring for their parents in their last days, while the narcissist was off living their life. It's about winning at all costs, even if that cost is the relationship with other family members. For more information on narcissistic personality disorder, head to unmaskingthenarc.com.